Good evening, everybody. It is meteorologist H weather forecast, guys, and welcome back to the video. Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful Monday evening, guys, and then welcome back to the video. This is going to be another video on winter storm Finley, but this is actually going to be on the severe weather part of it, so the south central. It's actually very, very dangerous. It's actually what Ezekiel brought to the southwest is at the southeast. We're going to be seeing we've seen multiple tornado reports and hail reports throughout the south central and southeast, guys, and these bands are continuing to intensify as we get the overnight hours, which is going to continue to bring in overnight tornadoes and overnight hail, which is definitely something you're not used to in December. So definitely something we need to talk about. Not many people have really talked about this set areas. The Weather Channel, really, on Facebook. Haven't really seen anybody else on YouTube do this, so I'm going to start doing this again. Also, be sure, before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe, guys. It really means a lot when you guys support my channel. We've been getting a ton of new subscribers and a ton of new supporters in the past couple days, and we're still continuing to gain a couple today, too. So, yeah, it really means a lot, guys. We're halfway there to 2,000, so as we get to 1,980, I'll start to take names for shout outs, so don't really start giving me names yet. Also, be sure to share the channel to any friends or family that you think love daily weather forecasts, or that you think is in the way of this major system right here that can bring multiple more tornadoes. But yeah, without further ado, let's get in this video. But yeah, the last time I've really had to do like a severe weather outlook this bad was, I haven't seen a severe weather outlook this bad since, I believe it was June of this year. And we have a moderate risk, guys. Like a moderate risk in December. It's really rare to see a moderate risk. Not necessarily rare, but it doesn't happen every single system. But yeah, this is actually a super duper rare system here in December. We're going to be seeing spring conditions. It's already an early tornado season. And again, we are still seeing tornado watches in the yellow through our areas near Birmingham, Montgomery, Huntsville areas into Jackson, Mississippi, Tupelo, and also not far from Alexandria, Louisiana. And we're going to be talking about a little bit later on the tornado reports in these areas in Southeast. We saw a couple out here. We actually saw a ton of tornado reports in these small little areas right here near Jackson. We do have tornado warnings in effect through our areas into northwestern Alabama, and also into south central Mississippi, not far at all from Jackson, Mississippi. Areas near Tupelo, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings, as well as for southeastern Mississippi. Again, we're definitely be seeing these watches. These tornado watches are actually going to be start to move a lot more to the east. They actually weren't all the way to this border with Georgia, and we also do have a couple not far from South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. We also do have a couple of tornado watches, and then we have flash flood warnings in effect near Springfield, Tennessee, and also southern Kentucky. But yeah, this is definitely bringing huge issues, and I'm actually going to be sleeping downstairs tonight because of how bad it is. Again, it's not necessarily going to be as bad for me, but again, we do have these tornado warnings north of or west of Huntsville. Again, guys, we are going to see incredibly heavy thunderstorms throughout these areas into northwestern Alabama. It's going to be bringing a multi-cell storm, of course. It is going to bring in these cells are continuing to spread out, which is definitely causing a lot of issues. We also do have this line of thunderstorms cutting up into the areas of border of Alabama. Again, it looks like areas near Tuscaloosa and Birmingham are to be affected by these major bands. Again, guys, we have multi-cell storms again. These cells are continuing to conjoin, and it looks like we could actually have our next spot for tornadoes actually very likely in these areas right here. This is where we could be seeing a possible tornado, as we are possibly not necessarily saying we're seeing rotation, but there's a chance we are seeing some type of unusual rotation in the sky, as you can tell with the amount of cells in this area. We're just seeing multiple cells. Again, Tupelo is going to be getting just had the worst of it, but later today, or within the next couple of minutes, actually, we're going to be seeing a second wave of thunderstorms again throughout areas into the northern part of Alabama. That's when we are going to be seeing the worst of it again. I believe Huntsville will be added to the tornado warning very, very soon. I don't doubt it at all. Jackson got one of the worst of it. Again, we also do have heavy thunderstorms also for southern Mississippi. But again, so continuing to see, this is where we're going to be seeing the areas for risk for tornadoes right here in the coming minutes. Again, this is actually moving around 35 miles per hour, so definitely a fast-moving storm. So again, you won't really be in the worst of it for that long. But again, also again, not far from South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, we are also going to be seeing some cells getting in these areas again. You're definitely be seeing some wall clouds. We do have a wall cloud system right here, and also we do have a couple wall clouds right here. As you can tell, we're definitely being seeing the system kind of closing in those. So yeah, so that's what we're basically looking at in those little areas. Now we're gonna be looking at the severe weather outlook. I actually have not looked at this in forever. It's actually really rare, really big looking at this, because usually don't look at this until maybe early spring or April. Like it's not really necessarily where you see this in December. Like, yeah, we see marginal, maybe slights at some points, but we definitely don't get past an enhanced risk, and we have a moderate risk for millions of people, guys. This is not just one little thunderstorm. This is a tornado storm, a tornado type of system that you don't usually see in the winter. Again, for the slight and actually, I have a ton of viewers that weren't actually here when I did severe weather, so they're probably thinking, wait, he actually does severe weather too. But yeah, this is just incredibly dangerous because people just don't really expect this to happen at this time of the year. And it's just a very rare system to kind of just see it pop up when we aren't seeing overday highs that super duper hot. Like, it's just, again, also with this warm front we've been seeing that's bringing in warmer temperatures, but still definitely really rare. And the slight chance, though, we have or just rounded up to 10 million people in the slight chance. And a slight chance is not incredibly rare for winter, but again, still you don't really see more than a marginal, really, necessarily. Just not these snowstorms don't really necessarily bring multiple cell storms like this. Again, that's it for New Orleans, Louisiana, Birmingham, Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, and Huntsville, major areas in Alabama. Again, New Orleans and areas into also near a Gulfport, also near Pensacola, and we also now in the enhanced risk, we actually have 2 million people. That's for Baton Rouge, Alabama, or Louisiana, Lake Charles, Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, Hattiesburg, Louisiana, and Meridian, Mississippi, or Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and Meridian, Mississippi. So major areas, again, not far from Tupelo. Again, is now these enhanced risk is now moving east into the border of Alabama, to far western Alabama, and the moderate is where we have the worst weather here, and that is actually for major cities like Alexandria, Louisiana, and also Jackson, Mississippi. Just the only actually just reloaded right now, so yeah, just reloaded these numbers. 1,064,000 people under this moderate. That's just incredible. We have Pearl, Mississippi, Clinton, Mississippi, Vicksburg, Mississippi, Alexandria, Louisiana. And as we get into the tornado threat, this tornado threat is just incredibly high. A 15% chance. Guys, you're probably thinking, what do you mean 50% chance? That's like not even close to 50. Guys, you understand, a more than 5% chance is actually considered high. We have a ton of tornadoes in areas that are only 5% chance, and we have a ton of tornadoes that actually happen when you don't even have a chance. So yeah, 15% chance is it's like 15% chance is like saying a 50% chance. Really, like, it's incredibly rare. And once it gets past 30%, there's a major chance. That's when we have those tornado warnings. We have evacuations, and maybe at some point state of emergencies. But again, we have 1 million people and the 15% chance against Jackson, Mississippi, Alexandria, Vicksburg, Clinton. If you know anybody in these major cities and this 15% chance, if I were you, I would tell them and call them just so they know. They're probably running a shelter, probably running in a community shelter, anything. I bet you we're gonna start we've seen a ton of hail in these areas as well. But again, this chance for tornadoes are definitely gonna increase throughout these areas as well. Later tonight, 5% chance, but as it's reloaded, it will definitely get a lot higher. And look at the wind risk. 45% chance, guys. 45. That is incredibly high. We're going to be seeing incredibly strong winds. Again, this is for the areas into the moderate risk. 938,000 people. Jackson, Mississippi, Vicksburg, Clinton, Pearl, all these Bridgeland areas, all these big areas. And look at all the big areas. Look at all the big cities in 30% chance. More than 15% chance. It's considered high. 15% chance is not incredibly rare. But once you get past 30, that's when it really steps to another level. Again, almost 2 million people. Baton Rouge, Hattiesburg, Alexandria, Meridian, Columbia, all these major cities in the South Central and the Southeast that are not used to this at all into this type of year. And then hail is only 15% chance, but we've still been seeing multiple reports. Now we're looking at the Storm Prediction Center at the storm reports today. We have 22 tornado reports. When I was about to make this video, there was 20 reports. We've had 2 tornadoes since I tried to make this video when I started recording. Guys, these tornadoes are popping up. We had tornado reports actually near Webster, and we had our most local one right now in Tupelo. That was a couple minutes ago. Now we had not far. We had a couple of tornado reports near Tupelo. We had a lot actually near Webster, Louisiana, which is that part of southeastern Louisiana. Again, this is like I pointed earlier. This is we had multiple reports. This is alone 15 reports alone right here in a couple hours. It wasn't really that bad earlier today, but as we got more into the early afternoon, that's when we definitely started to see the severe weather really picking up again. 65 plus knots in these areas and large hail reports with 2-inch diameter, guys. That's close to a baseball. A 2 inches diameter, guys. That's close to a baseball, guys. So that's really, really big. Of course, really large hail. Again, Vernon, also a huge area where we saw a ton of hail reports also, and actually now we actually had a fatal tornado in areas near Vernon. Sadly, we had one fatal and actually had 2 injured in Franklin. But again, look at all this, guys. Look at all of this tornado reports. Of course, we had Vernon. We also have Rapids and Lincoln, Mississippi, and Lee, Mississippi. And again, our soonest was Jefferson Davis. And then we also do again have Webster. It was definitely one of our worst. And then Vernon. Those areas are in southeastern. And then we had 17 reports of hail throughout northeastern. Again, we've seen a lot of reports so far in Mississippi in the past couple of minutes, as that's where we are definitely seeing the worst of it right now. Again, by the next hour or so, we are going to be seeing this low pressure system at 1,007 millibars continuing to bring in this major band that's stretching hundreds of miles actually up the Mississippi River again. We're going to be seeing the severe weather kind of wrapping up near Shreveport again, continuing into the next 5 hours. This is what's really getting really dangerous, of course. All the way from Kentucky, we can have the severe weather, but we're going to be seeing the worst of it right here near Alexandria. Going to start getting worse, and also into Baton Rouge areas near northeastern Mississippi near Tupelo. Are going to be seeing multiple cell storms. This again where we're definitely be seeing more tornadoes throughout Alabama. There's actually a chance for me to get a couple. I wouldn't doubt if there was a tornado not far from me. I just don't think it's gonna be as bad as this. Of course, this happens almost every spring. There's a storm like this that's close to me, and it completely misses to the east or to the west, or to the east or to the west. But yeah, definitely just don't know. So again, my family's living downstairs tonight just to avoid this, just any confusion or anything. And now as we get into the next 8 hours, it does start to calm down just a little bit as we get into the around 4 a.m., 5 a.m. period. Again, going to continue to bring a ton of rain, of course. Again, we're going to have a wall cloud system right here. We're going to have a little bit of a wall cloud that's going to be coming near Baton Rouge. Actually, more like close to Alexandria, starting to wrap up, of course. And also in Jackson, Mississippi, that's when we start to see these, as you can maybe say, these clouds kind of, appearing, these clouds will be breaking. Of course, it is really early in the morning. We'll be seeing it. And then as we get into the next 14 hours, it will actually and then 14 to 20 hours, it will come back to my area again. I just don't think it's going to be as bad. But again, this is definitely one of the worst systems we're going to be seeing at all. Like, this is the one. Like, we're not going to be I hope we don't see anything like this again in this time of year. And hopefully it just doesn't get as bad in spring. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay safe, guys, and bye, guys.